This is the story of the one. The one who keeps multiple buildings running smoothly day after day. Plumbing that flows, HVAC that hums, cleaning supplies that keep surfaces sparkling. That's why she counts on Grainger. With easy reordering online and 24/7 support, Grainger helps her keep the products she needs on hand. So shelves stay stocked and buildings stay ready. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
DJ PK, it's 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone. A reminder, the KSL Sports Zone of Beehive Meals are honoring people that impact youth sports in our communities. Nominate the youth sports volunteer you know for the Beehive Meals Hero of the Week at KSLSports.com/contest and listen every Thursday afternoon to Jake and Ben for the winner. It's the Beehive Meals Hero of the Week. All right, a lot going on. LeBron has announced he is leaving L.A. Very nice on the surface. He posted nice stuff. Jeannie Buss posted nice stuff. Everyone feeling good. Okay, great. But where's he going? Who's he playing for? Could he go to Cleveland, team with Donovan Mitchell? They were in the conference final. Could they get back to the NBA Finals? Is he really going to go for the minimum? I think there's the thought out there he's going to go for the veteran exception. That's $15 million. But would he really go for the minimum? Miami, Golden State also in play, but the whole league's supposed to be making a bid for him. So I guess San Antonio and Oklahoma City should tell him how he fits in. That'll look like chasing a ring if he goes there. I'd be intrigued if he went to Denver because they're good, but they are clearly a step below. He could change that.
He ain't going to Denver.
I know. Joining us now, Larry the Laker. Larry, long time no talk, but we thought we had to hear from you. This is a momentous day in Laker history. Either they lose one of the all-time greats, if not the GOAT in some people's mind, not ours because we're all Jordan people, or thank goodness that fraudulent Laker got out of town. Where do you fall on that spectrum?
Definitely much more to the second point, the fraudulent. Although, if I had to give LeBron's tenure a letter grade, I would give it a strong B, maybe even a B plus if I'm feeling generous. But, the LeBron tenure was so weird because he was never really a Laker in many people's minds. He put the uniform on, he played hard, he did his thing, but LeBron is his own business. He's his own entity. And I heard I read what some talking head said yesterday. One of the few things I thought made a lot of sense is that when you think of LeBron and the end of his career, all the other great players that we know of, you think of them and a team, Michael and the Bulls, Magic and the Lakers, Kobe and the Dirk and the Mavericks. Go down the list. Who do you think of with LeBron? You think of LeBron because he's always been his own business model, his own thing. And that was the thing that a lot of Laker fans always had trouble with. It was like he actually believed he is bigger and more important than the Laker franchise, than the franchise with 17, O'Brien trophies. He thought he was bigger. And that's what always rubbed people here the wrong way.
Who's a better player, LeBron or Kobe?
Well, I would take Kobe 100 times out of 100. Well, it's not. Here's the thing, PK. It's not the numbers. LeBron is the king of the numbers, but he's the all-time leading scorer, right? Whose hands do I want the ball in at the end of a ball game? Kareem or LeBron? It's not freaking close. Kareem every time. He had an unstoppable shot. LeBron eventually eclipsed all his numbers because he's played for 150 years,
Well,
and
so did Kareem. I mean, let's be honest. They both went past 40.
Yeah, but Kareem played 4 years of college.
Yep.
He was a much older player when he came into the league. So you can't it's weird. And so going back to Kobe, I can't even remember the scores of times Kobe pulled a game out of the fire with a last-second shot. It's legendary. I can count in 8 years You know how many game-winning or tying shots LeBron had as a Laker in 8 years? If you could take a guess how many he had
2.
in 8 years. 3. Oh. 3. You just missed it. But so you ask, who would you rather have? I'd rather have the guy who makes the clutch shot. The other thing with LeBron, and you know this, he's a bad free thrower for a star. He's only, 72% or something? I lost track of how many games the Lakers lost because he got fouled with 6 seconds to go and only made 1 out of 2. And, all the people, that's the other thing. There are a ton of people who became, quote, Laker fans because they're LeBron fans. He has a legion of followers. And those people will now go away, and we don't let the door hit you on the way out, okay? Because this is about the Lakers. It's not about LeBron. And he always, I could go on. I'm already going on all day. He is so sensitive, and so you saw all these articles yesterday where he was hurt. He thought the Lakers disrespected you. They allowed you to ruin a championship team by forcing the Lakers to trade for your buddy Russell Westbrook, which was a disaster. They're still getting over that disaster. They signed your kid. They drafted your kid. They did so many things for him that they wouldn't do for most other players. But he felt poor LeBron. So good for him. Go on to the Hall of Fame. I'm sure the Lakers will retire his jersey number.
Statue?
But I can get no freaking way he gets a statue.
No?
8 years, 1 kind of oddball title. What was it? After the championship in 20, they won exactly 3 playoff series. In that same time, they were also swept 3 times in the playoffs. Listen, you mentioned Kobe, but we go down the line of these guys actually had 5 championships. Kobe, Shaq, Magic, Kareem, Worthy. These guys delivered the goods. That's why they have statues. So, and all again, there's tons of LeBron sicko fans out there, and they're going to say, well, the Lakers didn't surround him with. The Westbrook thing was his freaking idea. He pushed for that, and it ruined the team. But again, they're still trying to dig out from what they did wrong there. So, LeBron had his chances, and he is what he is. He's the strangest superstar I've ever watched personally. Just very obviously polarizing and hard to wrap your arms around. That's all I can say.
Now that he's gone, wherever he goes, that opens up a little more money for the Lakers to play around with. Do you think they're going to spend it on Kessler? Do you think they're going after Duren? Do you think there's another plan? Curious Jazz fans definitely want to know, is Walker Kessler in Utah, or is he going to the Lakers, or is there some other team out there for him?
If you take Kessler, Larry, I'll never talk to you again.
Well, here's the thing, PK. Kessler is, by the way, in Los Angeles as we speak.
Yes.
He got here yesterday. But there's a real problem this season with all this cap space, in that the 2 players the Lakers want are both restricted. So if you go after Kessler or Duren, you give them, obviously it's going to be a big offer. Well, then what is it? Doesn't the team have like 7 days to match that or something? So while other teams are then spending in free agency and filling in their rosters and everything, the Lakers would be paralyzed. They couldn't do anything for the 7 days, not knowing if they're going to pay Kessler or Duren or not. So it's a very strange free agency year for that. I think Kessler is their number 1 target. And here's the thing. Everybody forgets this. And I saw this so many times yesterday, all these people talking about, well, with this Lakers front office, how do people not understand that the Lakers were purchased by the same people who owned the Dodgers last season, midseason. The Lakers are now owned by the most powerful ownership group in the sport. And these people do not mess around, okay? They are here to build a dynasty just like they've done with the Dodgers. They are here to do it the right way. Everybody thinks the Dodgers happened overnight. They've owned them for 12 years. It's only been the last 2-3 that they are absolutely dominant. Yes, they had winning teams, but that organization, the Guggenheim Group, they started with the Dodgers from square one. The first thing they did was dramatically expand the scouting department, dramatically put millions of dollars into the minor league system to build the organization the right way from the ground
And then
up.
brought Freeman, Yamamoto, Ohtani. The list goes on, Larry.
Taking the words right out of the mouth of Padre fan. I've never been happier than sitting next to
Did their
PK right
scouting
now.
department tell him, hey, we think this Shohei Ohtani's a pretty good player?
Ohtani kid, he's got a little pop in his bat.
Hey, let me bring this up to my boy PK here. How did they acquire Mookie Betts? It was a trade.
They paid him a
Correct.
ton of money.
No.
Yes.
One second. They traded. They traded with the Boston Red Sox.
Because the Red Sox didn't want to pay him a ton of money.
Thank you. You took your words right out of my mouth.
That's why we're a good team.
No, they could. How did they get Freddie Freeman?
Free
The Braves
agent.
didn't want.
The
No,
Braves didn't
Braves-
want to give him
the
a ton of
Braves-
money, and the Dodgers are going to give him a ton of money. It always
Well,
comes
no,
back to the ton of money.
There's another factor there. The Braves had Matt Olson. They were not interested
'Cause he was
in
cheaper.
Freddie anymore. Well, he's not anymore. So the point being, the Dodgers have just gone after. I mean, the freaking Angels had Shohei for 7 years, 7 freaking years, and they couldn't even get to the play. And Mike Trout at the same time, and they were so badly run, they couldn't get to the playoffs. So, yes, the money matters, but also, see, you ticked off the dog now. She's nothing but not loud.
Well, the loud dog needs to stop because you ticked me off, and I've now looked at Dodgers here, and I got 13 free agents. Yamamoto, free agent. Ohtani, free agent. Freddie
Suzuki.
Freeman was a free agent. Blake Snell, free agent. Kyle Tucker, free agent. Tanner Scott, free agent. Teoscar Hernandez, free agent. Edwin Diaz, free agent. Hey, the
had
NBA
this
salary
loaded,
cap
didn't
is not going to let this ownership build the Lakers the way they built the Dodgers.
Well, what they've already done under the radar, I'm sure you guys know this, but they've already tripled the scouting department with the Lakers as far as personnel.
Yep.
They basically kicked the G League team out of the South Bay facility here where the Lakers train because and now they're going to be out in the desert, in Palm Desert, in the new facility. But because they wanted the square footage at this place, because they're building the most state-of-the-art training, recovery, sports science center in the sport, and they literally wanted the square footage, so they kicked the G League team out. They've hired 2 new assistant general managers to go along with Hollywood Rob. They are building the organization from the ground floor. Yes, spending lots of money. But all these numbskulls out there say, oh, well, the Lakers front office. This isn't the front office that existed under the Buss family. We're playing with the big boys now. So are they going to win next year? No, I doubt it, unless something miraculous happens. A player comes in you didn't expect it, who explodes on the scene or something. But over the next couple of years, they are not going to make stupid decisions. They're not going to sign bad contracts. They're going to wait it out, and they're going to target players. Ohtani, perfect example. Well, they had him targeted for 3 years before they signed it. They were making financial considerations with him in mind 3 years before they signed him. They're going to do the same thing here. So I love all these people who are rubbing their hands together saying, oh, they lost LeBron, the Lakers are going to be terrible. Just enjoy it for a couple of years. And then you're going to be crying in your beers over the fact that the Lakers are a monster again. It's just going to take some time.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you got to have the number one pick when
Here's the
Wembanyama's
deal,
coming
Larry.
out. Yeah.
Get on the Darren Peterson train now.
PK, do you already have your jersey?
Absolutely. Look for me in the front row of the Summer League in Salt Lake and Vegas. And
Vegas,
hey, you ought to like him. Darren Peterson has a Kobe Bryant tat.
You know what? I love any of the Kobe disciples. But,
Yes.
Listen, I hope the kid's great. It was much more fun when the Jazz were really good. The reason we seldom, when we started this ridiculous relationship years ago, it's because it was fun to go on with, and the Jazz fans would get so upset because the Jazz were really good. And it was a rivalry. It hasn't been that way for, 5 years at least or so?
Yes.
So let's go Jazz.
Yes, and if Darren Peterson wins a title here, I'm getting a Darren Peterson tat.
You don't like cats.
Thank you, Larry.
But
Thank
I will
you.
where the sun shines. It's usually the sun don't shine.
Yeah, I know, I got it. That was very clever. He owes me a tattoo from more than 20 years ago because I said somebody, I don't remember who, was going to lose an NBA game that night, and he's like, no way. And I'm like, it's their fourth game in 5 nights. They're getting beat. And he promised to get a tattoo, and he's never gotten it. And he just keeps saying not yet, and how do you know? Those are the two things he always says.
Have you seen me nude?
Thank goodness, no. Thank goodness.
Well, let's go to Black's Beach.
San Diego reference. La Jolla, the Cliffs, hello.
Hey, DJ, I shouldn't forget that you're a San Diego boy, but simple. Now,
Will you send our teams back? Will you send our teams back? I mean, we don't want the Angels. We got the Padres. We don't need them. But you don't care about the Clippers. You don't care about the Chargers. The Chargers are all right now, but they're generally not that good. Just send them back, would you?
Well, I'll tell you, Harbaugh lives in the hood here, and he's a funny guy.
The hood. So I read that. Is he he's Manhattan Beach, not PV, right?
Yes,
right.
Manhattan Beach.
USC coach is PV.
He is very visible. That dog you heard barking, I have to walk her much because she's big and needs walks. There's this whole green belt down here. I see Harbaugh in the green belt 3 days a week, just hanging out, just cruising, He's a very social guy, too. If you say, hello, coach, he's like, hey, man, how you doing? So it's funny. He's a different cat for sure, but he's very friendly, dude. So that's cool.
Yeah.
But what I was going to ask you, DJ, what the hell happened to the Padres? I mean, they're kind of awful now, and I don't understand it.
Well, it's definitely been more than an awful month. I would say that a season is just freakishly mediocre. The O'Malley's nephew, who was pumping all the money into him, they're starting to reel the money back in. The starting pitching isn't good enough. The guys who are getting paid to hit aren't hitting, and there you go. The bullpen's lights out, but they got to have a lead. But
it's weird because, as recently as 2 years ago, they were absolutely, I believed, in the National League, the Dodgers' number one contender.
Yeah.
And they were close, and they were good.
Yep.
And
they're
really
not.
With no great losses. And AJ is a buddy of mine, and I'm sad for him because I've got to believe he'll be fired after this year. And, but I think he's done all the right things per se. I mean, he's gotten the players. They're just not performing, and it's odd to watch.
Manny Machado is hitting 189, and that's up like 40 points from where he was. And Jackson Merrill is hitting 213. And I know batting average isn't what it used to be, but that's just terrible. You're just making too many outs.
Yeah, I got you. I see it. But when Walker signs here, PK, are you going to come in for the presser or?
No.
No, I'm going to go in my bed and cry.
Now, you guys can help me here, though. What do the Jazz think of the one negative I've heard is that they feel he's fragile. He gets hurt too much. Is that true? Is there any truth to that?
They would know better than us because they were tanking, and if there was a strong breeze coming in, then somebody had a cold and sat. It is so hard to know who's really hurt and who could have played through something, or the whole thought that, like, well, we were sitting him, but we've seen enough to know his body won't hold up when we do ask him to play 82 games. I think that's a real issue with Markkanen. I mean, clearly they were sitting Markkanen, and he shouldn't be criticized for how few games he played, but that doesn't guarantee that he can play 82 games when he's asked to and when they want him to. That's a whole different question, and I think the same thing with Kessler. I mean, he did have the shoulder on the surgery, or the surgery on the shoulder, so that issue should be okay, but we have seen people have recurring issues, and they got to have surgery a second time, and there's no way to evaluate that. It wasn't at the top of my list of things to worry about, but they know way more than we do because for the last 4 years, this goes back to your point about the Jazz Lakers. You came on when these two clubs played in the playoffs 3 times in 4 years, and only one of them was first round, right? So now you get the Lakers who go 6 years without a playoff series. You go the Jazz who go 4 years without qualifying for the playoffs. It just hasn't been the same. And when they're tanking on purpose, it's really hard to evaluate this stuff.
Yeah, I get you. That's the one other thing I will say about, again, the new Laker management. They're obviously super into analytics and everything. And I'm sure if they do offer Kessler, that would signal that they believe that he's physically, capable. Like they really have, with the Dodgers, they really haven't missed, well, this year, Tucker, but that's not injury problems. They really haven't missed on any of these free agents for the most part. They've managed to stay healthy. They managed to, be there when they need them, so to speak. I think they're pretty good with judging that. So we'll see. And the thing with Duran, from what I understand, is obviously he had a very strong regular season, but then he kind of went in the tank in the playoffs this year. So there's thought that Detroit might be rethinking giving him a max deal. However, going in the tank in the playoffs when you're 22, I mean, look at how Chet Holmgren completely was humiliated this year in the playoffs. That doesn't mean you're going to dump Chet Holmgren. So
Holmgren was great.
Who knows?
Holmgren was great for 2 playoff series. It's the third one where he got humiliated. And is that Chet Holmgren or is that Big Vic?
It's Wemby. I don't know. It's weird. And the only other big out there who's unrestricted is Mitchell Robinson. And Robinson is a very solid center, but I don't believe he's a starting center. I think he's a 20-minute-a-night center. The Lakers need a guy who can fortify the paint. And it doesn't even have to be offensively, really. Just, intimidate, block shots, body up. Nobody can really body up Wemby, but some guys can push him around a little bit. They need that guy. And I don't know if that guy is available this year, to be honest with you. This might be, a year or two down the road, but we'll see.
Well, I've been thinking about this, and there's probably stuff we don't know, but right now I'm thinking if I were calling for the shots for the Jazz, I would tell the Lakers, sorry, we match. We'll sort. It's a lot of money, but we'll sort it out later, and then trade and get draft picks and talent back or whatever. So I think that's to wrap this whole conversation up. I think that's what people should expect. It's what I think it's what I would do if I were in that seat. That's what I'd do. I'd match.
That's what I believe they will do. So I'm not holding my breath for Kessler coming here, but we'll see.
Okay. Larry, good to talk to you. And, your Dodgers, it ought to be 105 wins, and we'll see you in the postseason. On TV playing somebody else, not the Padres, if they can't start swinging the bats. So, all right.
All right, guys.
All right, thanks, Larry. There's Larry the Laker on the end of the LeBron era. He largely said what you said, PK. And I think that's because there's a lot of truth to it. He's like a golfer. He's his own corporation. It's LeBron Inc. He's a Cav. He's Heat. He's Cav. He's Laker. He's whatever
Jazz.
He's about to be. Cav for the third time. Warrior. Heat
Jazz.
again.
Jazz.
Less likely, Jazz or Nuggets?
Nuggets.
Okay.
We got Dwayne Wade.
There is that. Relationships matter.
Yeah.
D-Wade will talk to him.
Right.
Young guys, come on, do it.
Why wouldn't he take a look at this place?
Well, he said he was going to take a look at every place.
If the places who are interested in him.
Right.
And the report is that he's going to accept the minimum. So
that opens the possibility for a lot of teams. Should we break now, Yak? All right, we'll take a break. When we come back, Slacker Radio headlines coming up. Stay with us.
And now, a look at traffic from the KSL Traffic Center.
An earlier accident at the point of the mountain. It's over to the right shoulder, but still seeing residual delays from 2100 north over the point all the way to Bangor Highway. Still obviously have a crash eastbound I-80 at 1300 west is causing big delays for drivers heading between I-215 and I-15. And also southbound I-15, there's some slowing between Warm Springs Road and downtown Salt Lake City. At UTA, we move your early mornings, your long days, your big plans. We move purpose, we move you. Plan your trip today at rideuta.com. With your KSL traffic update, I'm Jake Hatch right here on 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
The Utah Jazz select Darren Peterson.
The Utah Jazz have found their future face of the franchise as Darren Peterson is on his way to Salt Lake City.
The BYU at Kansas game, he had 18 points in the first half. He was 6 of 8, had 3 steals. There was no question who the best player on the floor was.
Winning basketball is back in Utah, and the KSL Sports Zone will be with the new look Jazz every step of the way. Your exclusive home of Utah Jazz basketball is right here on 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
That's the breaking news bed. Yak has provided a breaking news bed because we have breaking news. This is talking about trading Walker Kessler. You can't let him walk for free. Guess what? The Jazz are trading him right now. Shams. Breaking news. The Lakers are acquiring Walker Kessler from the Utah Jazz for unprotected first-round picks in 2031 and 2033 and first-round swaps in 28 and 30. Sources tell ESPN. Kessler will sign a massive 4-year, $130 million deal with the Lakers. So there you go.
Goodbye, Walker.
5,000 retweets in 1 minute. Shams just posted it at the end of the break there.
I think they had to let him go. I was bracing myself for them letting him go.
But not letting him walk. Trade him and get something back.
You never let a Walker walk.
4 draft picks. 2 unprotected, 31 and 33, and 2 others available in swaps.
Yeah.
More draft capital. And nothing for immediately in 27, which is projected to be a bad draft. The first pick swap is in 28. All right, there you go. 4 years, 130. And Walker ends up so that averages out to about $32.5 million. So the Lakers don't have to go to 37 to prime away from the Jazz. They save a little money that they can go spend on somebody else. And that does explain, I did think that was a high price tag for Nurkic, so they were bracing themselves for this. That's a high price tag for a backup center. So now they go get someone of roughly his quality for about the same money. Because if they brought Kessler in, that means you're spending somewhere between $40 and $50 million on that position, and you just can't spend $50 million on every position. They're already spending $50 million on each of the forwards, so now they go get somebody who's available out there in the $10 to $15 million range.
Well, I don't necessarily know that you go after a big man though, a replacement for Kessler.
I think they need to add one more big body. I mean, it could be Nurkic, Filipowski, and Jackson, and you're just going to rotate those 3 guys through there, and Nurkic is going to play a lot. You could.
Yeah.
They've now got 3 roster spots not spoken for. They have 10 guys signed. Peterson signing will be 11. Nurkic would be 12. So they have 3 spots. Now they do. Now back to the earlier point, that does leave them money to go get a, $15 million. They could go get another $15 million center and a $15 million ball handling combo guard, whatever they think, veteran for the perimeter.
Right.
And go from there. And Kessler's off to the Lakers, and the Jazz get 4 draft picks back. 2 picks and 2 swaps. Done and done.
Well, for what they acquired him for, I guess that's good. But I think that they were bracing themselves that he would be gone, and they didn't want to spend the money.
Want to spend the money other places. So we'll see if they do. I can't imagine they're going to pocket it. I expect them to spend it other places. Kessler to the Lakers. There you go. The Lakers were making a run at Duren in Detroit to the Jazz.
He's a restricted free agent just like Walker.
I think he has the potential to be a better player. He's clearly a better offensive player. But, I think Detroit has made it known that they want to resign him. But, would the Jazz rather give a bigger offer to Duren than Kessler? This is a part of the puzzle. It's not a complete, okay, this is it, that's it, this deal. Yeah. It's in a box. No. There's all sorts of stuff that can go around it.
So Kessler had $28 million on the table, and he got it up about $4.5 million, but he's going to give away almost $3 million of it in taxes to live there. So, but you just want the money. And playing with Doncic has got to be attractive. It would have been intriguing here with all the guys here, but it'll be intriguing there with Doncic and Reeves and whoever else they bring in.
Yeah, for sure. Right. I mean, and as Larry was just telling us, we do know who owns the Lakers and what they're trying to do. And, they're usually not down for long.
Yeah, that 6-year span was highly unusual. And these guys will invest, and the Lakers will be hamstrung by the NBA salary cap rules. But they are investing. They are investing in the right things. They do have deep pockets, and they are willing to spend. And they will.
Oh, I think you have to. In order to win, you have to.
All right, for those of you missing it, the news just breaking. Shams and ESPN reporting the Lakers are acquiring Walker Kessler from the Utah Jazz for unprotected first-round draft picks in 2031 and 2033, and first-round swaps in 2028 and 2030. Kessler will sign a massive 4-year, $130 million deal with the Lakers. So get his $32.5 million AAV, as you like to say. Well, now everything else we're going to talk about is going to be dwarfed, isn't it?
Mike Conley signing with the Celtics does seem a little smaller.
Who else to the Celtics?
Mitchell Robinson leaving the Knicks.
Knicks are going to the Celtics.
Going to Boston.
Ooh.
3-year deal, 54, I think.
All right. See anything that changes the balance of power yet, PK? Or teams in the middle are moving pieces around, but nothing's clearly obvious? I mean, everybody's trying to catch the
I don't know that there is a balance of power.
The Thunder. Everybody's trying to catch the Thunder and the Spurs in the West.
I don't know about that. I mean, Indiana went to 7 games with the Thunder, and they're losing guys, and the Knicks beat them. So let's not make the Thunder to be all that.
Well, then the Knicks didn't beat the Thunder, but they beat the Spurs who beat the Thunder. Yes. It's just we sat there all year thinking those two were going to meet in the Western Conference Final, and they did. And they blew through teams in the playoffs on the way there. So you're right about the East, and anything can happen in the final. But in the West, there's a gap between the top 2 and the other 13.
Last year.
We all predicted it. Turned out to be true.
I don't see either of those teams as running away and being uncatchable.
The other moves, Clippers, Kawhi Leonard goes to the Raptors. They also got first-round, like the Jazz, got first-round picks in 2031 and 2033. A 2027 first-round pick swap and 2 future second-round picks. Also, Brandon Ingram and Grady Dick leave Toronto and go to the Clippers. So, 'tis the season. Here we go. It's July 1st. Guys are moving and signing and swapping. Nikola Vucevic, 1 year, $3.9 million to return to Orlando. The moves keep coming. But Kessler to the Lakers for 2 picks and 2 pick swaps. The big news.
Gigantic news, yeah.
Yeah.
And the thing that I like about it is get it done rather than being held hostage. They clearly were held hostage by Gordon Hayward. It's a different administration and ownership. They will acknowledge it.
But the previous administration acknowledged it. Yeah.
Yes, and they had opportunities to get other players, 2 players that wanted to come here, but they were hung up on waiting for what Hayward was doing, and that's not the way to do it. Don't wait till July 7th. That's only a week, but it might as well be forever. And so get in there and make moves now that allows you to make other moves. Because one move begets another move and so forth. So from that perspective, get that thing done. And, he was going to sign something with the Lakers. So, and I don't think they wanted to match it in the 30s. And so since they didn't want to match it in the 30s, get stuff back.
Yes, get stuff back. Do not let him walk. Do not let him just walk. And they did. They got 2 picks and a possibility to swap 2 more.
Yeah.
And I had a thought there I was going to share, and it just went straight out of my mind. Well, that's awesome radio, isn't it?
We'll just keep babbling on, and it usually comes back.
It probably will come back.
So, yeah. There you go.
Oh,
man.
it just came back. Thank you very much. Kept battling. Here it comes.
I know.
That whole, we were talking there earlier this morning. I said, what's your gut instinct? How much do you believe the mid to high 30s? And he comes in at 32.5.
I didn't necessarily believe high, but I thought that was sort of gray to where you could get by saying that.
32.5 it's low. It's low 30s.
That is low 30s.
That is low 30s.
And I don't think the Jazz wanted to go into the 30s on this player.
I don't think the Lakers did either. And so rather than get caught into a bidding war back and forth here, hey, make it 4 years, $130 million. It's the most he's going to get. The Jazz get draft picks. The Lakers get their players. And Walker can dream about, 37 or 40 in the next deal. It's a 4-year deal. He'll probably, if he plays well, he'll be right in his prime and can go get another big deal.
Oh, yeah. That only puts him at 28.
Yeah. It's up to him now to produce. And
I think he will.
Time.
I think for what you're asking him.
Double-double. Double-double and protect the rim.
Yeah.
And he needs to become a better free throw shooter. I'd give him a little upside there.
Yeah, and the ball's going to be in Doncic's hands. That's the way he has to have that.
That's how it's going to work.
His teams, that's what is required. We understand that. And away they go. So the Jazz got what they could in the situation, but I like the fact that it got done early.
Yeah, okay. All right.
I think, so then now make some other moves, right? It wasn't going to be Darren Peterson, and that was it.
Mm-hmm.
So go make some other moves, see what you got cooking, what you can do to help get the team better. Right?
Yep. There you go. All right. Anything else? Anything else you want to share? Sorsby isn't going to sue the NFL. He's going to sit out a year. So it effectively becomes a 1-year suspension. No college, no pro football. He'll go into the 2027 draft, and the NFL says they're not going to punish him for his past gambling behavior. I think they're recognizing this sitting out a year that's the year they tend to punish people for. That's their history going back decades.
Yeah. And own it.
Yeah.
This doesn't have to be a career-defining thing. It does, obviously, not a life-defining. Hopefully for you it isn't. And then go see what you can do. He'll have an opportunity to make an NFL roster.
It's career-defining in baseball. They will kick you out forever.
I don't know that they'll kick you out forever.
Well, they've done it multiple times. I do agree with your point. Like, could it have been different for Rose if he'd come clean and just said, well, I did it. That was a mistake. And I need help. He didn't want to do that.
Everything was obstinate with him.
Right.
I'll be in your face. I'll be defiant. You'll have the Hall of Fame weekend. I'll go to Cooperstown and sign autographs for money. Like,
yeah.
Your PR on that was a disaster.
It was a disaster. But baseball does have a history of that, and football does not. This is consistent with football's history. They sit people for a year for this kind of stuff. The first time. Might be more down the road if there's, more incidents. All right, DJ PK, your feedback next. Stay with us. Shams shaking it up Jazz fans reacting. ESPN and Shams reporting Kessler of the Lakers for unprotected picks in 2031 and 2033 and pick swaps in 2028 and 2030. Jazz fans, what do you think? We got it up on Twitter, David DJ James, on Facebook, DJ and PK. And Jazz fans are going to town. Matt, well, at least it wasn't on the 4th of July. I told my 2-year-old, she said, shoot, that's not good. He needs to get a Band-Aid.
Yeah, I got one in my ear. I can let them.
Oh, man. The thing for the people who don't like this trade, the thing you got to recognize here is that they're already paying $95 million to 2 forwards this year in Jackson and Markkanen. It goes to $100 million next year and $105 the year after. So basically, they're spending $50 million on one forward, $50 million on another. If they brought Kessler in and paid him at $32.5 million with Nurkic, they're paying that position $43.5 million.
Yeah, I would look at it as big men, though, not necessarily center forward. But I still get your point.
But 3 of the 5 spots, because you're going to run 2 guards out there.
Well, I would look at it for center, but the 2 forwards I think are more interchangeable.
They are.
So the centers, you're right. That's inarguable.
It's just so much money, and I just.
Oh,
the only thing that surprises me
Bailey
here,
down the road. You got George down the road.
Yes, and so the only thing that surprises me here is how quickly they're doing this. But definitely do not let him walk for nothing. You can't. He's got too much value, and then the trade proves he's got too much value. They got 2 first-round picks unprotected. Maybe you'll catch a break. Maybe you won't. Are the Lakers going to be good? Are they going to be healthy? Whatever.
That doesn't matter.
And you got 2 swaps.
The picks are assets. That's 5 and 7 years from now.
They may be traded in the meantime, as we've seen with the Cleveland and Minnesota picks that got lumped together and to Phoenix for a 2031 pick.
So don't worry about where the Lakers are going to be at that time because nobody has any idea where they're going to be.
Nor do we know how the lottery will work.
That's irrelevant. And you could use those picks to move up to get other picks. We've seen it last week in the draft. So don't worry about that.
We just saw the Utah Mammoth do it last week. Trade a player, get 2 picks, immediately take one of those picks and turn around and get a goaltender.
Yes. So forget about where the Lakers are going to be.
And that may be the answer to what they're going to do because they could roll the dice and go with Nurkic and Jackson and Filipowski and say, they will always be matched up. One of those 3 will have to be matched up with the Wembayamas, the Jokers, whatever center, Kessler, whatever center these other Western teams are running out there. Primarily who you worry about.
I think the big question is, do they give Kessler a scoreboard tribute? I say no.
I say yes.
No, no.
Okay, that question, was that what you would do or what you predict they will do?
Well, if they have any brains, they'll do exactly what I tell them to do.
But the world doesn't work that way. So now, personally, I wouldn't bother with it, but it does seem like the norm in the NBA, so I think it'll happen. 4
losing seasons.
He'll be blocking
And he goes to the Lakers.
But they want the
on
whole...
you. Kessler, you're dead to me.
They want the feel good. This is the organization that treats people. It's about the message they're sending to everybody else. It's not about whatever shot blocks and dunks they decide to put in the video.
He went to the Lakers.
And they got...
Why don't you just marry my best friend?
That is what I say about the Chargers moving to L.A. The Chargers leaving San Diego was a divorce. The fact they moved to L.A. is like they married your brother.
Would you like a true fact?
Can't happen. But it did.
What?
Would you like a true fact, as you guys like to say?
Yeah. Only if it's factual.
That would be our first producer who dropped that, right?
Yes.
That would be.
A long line of it.
The Los Angeles Lakers have now traded more first-round picks for Walker Kessler than they did for Luka Doncic.
But I think that's like saying, oh, this player gets the most money. Yeah, Austin Reeves got the most money for an unrestricted free agent, but there'll be somebody else. The point I'm making is that it seems like the first-round picks for acquiring talent keeps going up.
But so they gave up one in 2029 in the Luka Doncic deal, and now Anthony Davis went over in that deal. But you've now given up 2 unprotected first-round picks plus 2 pick swaps in the alternating years. It's quite a haul for the Jazz.
Right, but the Lakers also think that they're going to be good, so nobody's going to want the swaps because they're going to be drafted 25th or later.
Right, so we don't know how that's going to work.
But they also don't have a first-round pick for the next 7 years now.
Yeah, I think that's dangerous. I've been saying that's right now.
Right.
That's to me that is dangerous. I would be so reluctant to do that. And they need Kessler to be all-star caliber now.
Yeah, he's got to come up big time. I mean, $30 million a year. You've got a $32.5, which is what he's going to get, $32.5 million. 4 years, $130 million. He's got to be their third best player.
Well, when you talk about...
He's got to be one of their big three. I mean, they're paying him like it. He's got to produce like it.
Double-double. It's got to be...
Better than the 11-10, 12-11 double-double.
Yes, that's a higher double-double.
Hit some free throws so you can be on the floor at the end of close games so it doesn't turn into hack a Kessler because you're at 55 or 60%.
Or he's Shaq-like and the games aren't even close.
I don't think he's going to be Shaq-like. Since Shaq was apparently the only thing close to Shaq in NBA history was Wilt, and that was just a little before my time.
No, I understand that. But the fact is, he's going to have to improve a lot. Not a little, a lot. And he's going to have to stay healthy. Obviously. These are all does, I think. So you got to get something. I love the fact that it's early in the process or earlier in the process, happening on July 1st. And now you know the uncertainty is gone and you can deal with other uncertainties to make them certain.
I think your uncertainties to make them certain. That was good.
Yeah.
I think that your point about being reluctant to give up the draft picks, even if they're late, the fact the Jazz have hit to a degree, what degree still, we have to let these guys, get older and their careers play out, but the fact they've hit on a degree with on Collier and hitting on Filipowski, now Svi Mihalik isn't a draft pick.
I think Sensabaugh has been hit on. Good enough where he was drafted.
So Sensabaugh is at $4.8 million this year. Svi is at $3.8. Filipowski at $3. Collier at $2.7. That's 3 draft picks. Svi was not a draft pick. But to have good players that you're paying less than $5 million when you're going to be paying so many of these top stars $50 million, you got to turn around and find some value on these less expensive players. And whether you hit on draft picks or you hit on unrestricted, just some free agent you find who's undrafted and overlooked, Reeves, Ingles, somebody who's been in Europe and is maybe a little older, whatever. You've just got to find inexpensive players who can play. And you can say that giving up pick 24 or 28 in the draft isn't a big deal, but you got to find inexpensive players somewhere. And the math is working for the Jazz. And part of the reason we have this excitement about the roster is because they do have players who look like they can play who are down in that $5 million or less area. Going forward, Cody Williams needs to take a big step forward because his money, 6, 7, 8 million, not 8, but 7.6, almost 7.7 million. That's going to matter when they're trying to re-sign Keontae. They may have to jettison him to sign Keontae in a year, unless he blows up and then he's a guy you're trying to hold on to and you're looking to jettison somebody else.
Right. But they've got options. The optionalities of it.
There it is.
We were discussing that word.
Optionality is the word of the morning. All right, Walker Kessler to the Lakers for unprotected first-round picks in 2031 and 2033 and pick swaps in 2028 and 2030. And Walker gets 4 years and $130 million. So he doesn't get that mid to high 30s that they were talking. But 32.5 is a pretty good neighborhood. Mm-hmm. And there he is. All right, DJ and PK coming up next. Scotty G and the coach take over right here on The Zone.